Hello students, welcome to PhD Jobs and Admission. This is Gauri. So in this video, we are going to see research problem, okay? And on this topic previously, the questions has been asked, so that I'm going to take this topic, okay? And at the end of this lecture, I'm going to give you a question, okay? And the answer to this question is from this video only. So you have to guys watch this video carefully and you have to answer the question and you can give me the answer through the comment, okay? So students, as we know that we have to give PhD entrance exam for University of Kerala and it is on 13th November, okay, and it has total 100 marks and it has two sections, section A and section B. Section A is for research methodology and it carries 50 marks and each question carries 5 marks and there are total 10 questions. So you have to guys give at least 10 points in your answer so that you will secure more than 4 marks for your question, okay? And that's why we are providing you complete course on research methodology, and in that we are providing you full syllabus video lectures. So in that we are providing you theory and MCQs. So in this, theory is most important for you guys and as well MCQs. We are also providing you full syllabus notes, mock tests. We have 10 mock tests like this and 40 MCQs in each mock test. So we have total 400 MCQs, okay? And because of MCQs, your concepts will be get more clear, okay? And we are also providing you more than 1500 MCQs revision PDF so that you can guys revise these topics very well. And all these things are available in both the languages, that is Hindi and English, okay? So I'm going to give you 100% guarantee that because of this course you will secure qualifying marks in your examination, and also it will helpful for you guys to tackle with your interview sessions as well. So if you guys want to purchase this course, you can download global online app. For that I have provided the link in the description of this video, or else you can WhatsApp through these numbers, and the course fees is only 699 rupees, okay? So students, let us start with our today's lecture. So here we are going to see first identification of research problem, how you can identify a research problem, then different types of research problem, then what are different sources of research problem, then how you can formulate your research problem, and the last characteristics of research problem, okay? Now students, let us see how you can guys identify a research problem, okay? So as we know that a research problem is a question or a statement of question of any kind of a problem, right? So for that problem you have to find the solution, okay, through the scientific method, and that we call it as research, okay? So let us see how you can identify it. So it is the sense of awareness of a prevalent social problem, a social phenomenon or concept that is worth study as it requires to be investigated to understand it. So identification of it means that it is the sense of our awareness of the prevalent social problem. So that social problem is already available in the society, or a social phenomenon or concept, and it is worth study, okay, because it requires to be investigated to understand it. So its investigation is more important, okay? And that sense of awareness of that social problem or social phenomenon is the identification of your research problem, okay? And researcher identifies this research problem through observation, knowledge, wisdom and skills, okay? Now students, let us see what are different types of research problem, okay? So first is casist. So casist research problem is relates to determination of what is right and wrong in your research problem. So your research problem is a question and it is related to the determination of right and wrong. So how you will guys determine what is right and wrong in your questions? By analyzing the moral things, or by analyzing the moral stories like that, okay? So if you analyze these moral stories, okay, and based on that you determine what is right and wrong in your questions, and also you can apply your general rules as well, right? General rules as well to determine what is right and wrong in your question. So it is so simple. KSET research problem is related to what is right and wrong in your research problem or in your research question. Okay. Second is difference. Okay, so difference means that it asks the question, right? Is there a difference between two or more groups or treatments? Okay, difference between two or more groups or treatments. Okay, so and that's why it is called as difference research problem. Okay, and it is useful when a researcher compares or contrasts two or more phenomena. Okay, and it is common in clinical social sciences, in clinical social sciences or behavioral sciences or behavioral sciences. Okay, next is descriptive. So as the name suggests, it describes the significance of situation or state or existence of specific phenomenon. Okay, and it asks question what is. Okay, what is, right? And the purpose is that to describe a significance of situation. Okay, so what is the importance of that particular situation, that particular state, or why that particular specific phenomenon exists? Okay, so it is often associated with revealing hidden or understudied issues. So here it is associated with revealing hidden or issues. Okay, hidden or issues which are not studied. Okay, hidden which are not studied. Okay, so it is revealing the issues which are not studied or which are hidden issues. Okay, next is relational. So as the name suggests, it is suggest us that what is the relation between two or more variables to be investigated. So relation between two or more variables, right? And that's why it investigates specific qualities or characteristics that may be connected in some way between two or more variables. And that's why whenever we want to get to know that what is the relation between two or more variables, then obviously we study their qualities or characteristics, and so that we can find their relation. Okay, so this is relational research problem. Okay, now students, let us see what are different sources of research problem. So first source is deduction from theory. So as the name suggests, our research problem is from theory. Okay, so we are getting a research problem from theory. Okay, so let us see deduction made from social philosophy or generalization in life in society that researcher is familiar with. Okay, so whenever a researcher is familiar with any kind of social philosophy or generalization in life, so he deduct those things, and based on those things he forms a theory. Okay, so based on these things he forms a theory, and the formation of theory, okay, through which process? So the process is called as research. So by using research, any kind of a researcher forms a theory based on social philosophy or any kind of generalizations in life. Okay, so from this theory, researcher can formulate research problem or hypothesis. Hypothesis means generalization or prediction about the answers to your problem. Okay, stating that the expected findings in certain empirical situation. Empirical situation means evidence. Okay, so in a true situation, right? So from a theory, researcher formulate a research problem or hypothesis, and this research problem states that the expected findings in certain empirical situation, means in certain evidence situation. So based on that evidence you are getting your findings. Okay, so design and carry out a systematic investigation to assess whether empirical data confirm or reject hypothesis and theory. So after that, researcher what do they? Design and carry out a systematic investigation to check whether this empirical data, means this evidence evidence data, confirm or reject the hypothesis and theory. So whatever the theory or hypothesis made by researcher, so to check that whether that hypothesis or theory is true or false, okay, so to check that, a researcher design and carry out a systematic investigation, okay. So to check that data, right, to check that evidence data, okay, and based on that he confirm or reject hypothesis and theory. So whenever that data is true or correct, then that researcher confirms the hypothesis and accepts the theory. But if that data is incorrect, then researcher reject the hypothesis and also the theory, okay. So this is the one of the source of research problem, that is deduction from theory. Now students, the second source is interdisciplinary perspectives. So as the name suggests, interdisciplinary means many disciplines, means many branches, and okay, and the perspectives, okay, so from many branches perspectives, okay. So research problem come from disciplines outside of your primary area of study. So if your primary area of study is in science field, okay, right, and the research problem may come from other discipline, means other branch, for example in arts branch or in commerce branch, okay. So which is, so arts and commerce, okay, is outside of the science discipline, which is your primary area of study. So these things of occurs because it offers you guys opportunity to construct more comprehensive understanding of complex issue that any single discipline may not able to provide. So if the science, okay, discipline is not able to give you complete understanding of your research, okay, or your research topic, then you guys use commerce discipline, okay, for that. And that's why there are interdisciplinary perspectives of your research problem, and your research problem comprise like this, okay. So the one of the source is interdisciplinary perspective. Now students, let us see the third type or the third source of research problem, so which is interviewing practitioners, okay. So research problem can arise from formal interviews or informal discussion with practitioners who provide insight into new directions for future research and how to make research findings more relevant practice. So research problem can arise from formal interviews, okay, and they can also arise from informal discussion with practitioners. Practitioners means the teachers, okay, the teachers or the social workers, okay, social workers, then healthcare providers, lawyers, business leaders, okay. So because of these practitioners, they provide us details into new directions for future research, okay, and also they give you the idea about how to make research findings, okay, with more relevant practice, okay. So from these interviewing practitioners you will get to know idea about your research problem, okay. And also they give you a chance to identify practical real world problems that may be not studied, okay, or also they can be ignored within academic circles. And that's why they provide some practical knowledge which may help in the process of designing and conducting your study. So these interviewing practitioners gives you practical knowledge, and this knowledge help you in process of designing and conducting your research. Now let us see the fourth source, which is personal experience. So as the name suggests, the research problem comes from your personal experience. So the experience that we feel in our daily life or through our daily activities, okay. For example, whenever you do some kind of a work, so through that work you will get an idea about your research problem, okay. So yes, so the daily activities or work schedule provides a lot of research ideas, okay. And the last source is relevant literature, okay. So literature means the, okay, so literature means the summary, okay, the summary of the topic, okay, of the topic on which the research has been done earlier, okay. On this and on this topic only we are doing research. So these two topics are same, but you are getting a summary of this topic on which research has been given by earlier scientists. Okay, so that we call it as literature. Okay, so you will get a research problem, okay, idea about research problem from this literature. Then how? Because research problem is derived from thorough review of pertinent research associated with your overall area of interest. Okay, so whenever there is a kind of a literature available and you see that literature, you thoroughly study that literature, so based on that literature you will get idea about your research problem, okay, in which you are interested, right? And this reveal where gaps exist in understanding a topic or where an issue has been understudied. So because of that you will guys get to know that where there is gaps in that particular type of a research topic, or whether that research topic is studied or not. Okay, and it also evaluate if the methodologies employed in prior studies can be adapted to solve other problems. So if there is particular type of topic and on that research has been done, so for that research, so whatever methodologies the researcher has done, so can we use that methodologies for another research, okay, by the another scientist. Okay, so these things can also evaluate by this relevant literature. Okay, so this is the main source of any kind of a research problem. So because of knowing the literature you will get the ideas. Okay, now students, let us see how you can guys formulate your research problem, and on this question has been already asked in your previous examinations. Okay, so whenever you are formulating your research problem, then it should be a good problem statement, and the good problem statement begins by introducing broad area in which your research is centered. So that particular research problem should introduce in which area you are doing your research. Okay, so area, and the second one is that that kind of a problem should lead your reader to more specific issues you are investigating, and also it gives your reader that you are doing research on specific issues. So on what type of issue you are doing a research, so that kind of idea should be given by your research problem to your readers as well. Okay, and your research problem need not to be lengthy, but it should be a good research problem. Okay, so it need not be lengthy, but it should be good research problem. Okay, so a research problem should have these features. So first is that it should have compelling topic. Okay, so it means that whenever you choose your research problem, then it should motivates you to address it. Okay, so it should motivates you, right? But it is not important that it is motivating you. Okay, but it should motivate your readers as well, right? And motivation only does not indicate that it is a significant research problem. Okay, so it should be significant, and it should motivate you as well, your readers. Okay, and it should be significant, and your problem must be important to you, but it should be viewed as important by your readers. Okay, and this should be important to you and also important for your readers. Okay, so this is the one of the feature of your research problem. And because of this what happens, because of this feature, whatever there is a larger academic or social community, so it should be impacted, okay, by results of your study. So it is most important thing that whatever there is a society available, so that society should be impacted by your study, and after that only your research problem should be feasible. Okay, okay, now students, let us see the second source or the second feature of your research problem. so which is supports multiple perspective, right? So as the name suggests, your research problem should support multiple disciplines or the multiple perspectives. Okay, so your problem must be phrased in a way that avoids dichotomies, means it should avoid the only one way of doing your research, or only one way of your perspective, but it should support generation and exploration of multiple perspectives, right? So it should have many kind of perspectives, many kind of ideas, so it should generate many kind of ideas for your future research. Okay, so for example, if you see in social sciences, a good research problem is one that would generate variety of viewpoints, okay, from composite audience made up of reasonable people. Okay, so wherever we see social sciences, then in that social science a good research problem is one which generate variety of viewpoints from reasonable people. Okay, so this is the idea behind the feature of research problem which supports multiple perspective. And the last feature is that it should have research ability. Okay, so whenever you choose your research problem, then it should be supported in some way by resources available to you. Okay, so whenever you are doing any research, then and for doing that research, if resources are not available, then how you can find out the research problem and how you can do the research. Okay, so it is important that you guys should have sufficient amount of resources available to you, so that your research problem is supported and your research problem gets solutions. Okay, okay, now students, let us see what are the characteristics of research problem. Okay, so first is feasible. Okay, feasible means what? Feasible means your research problem should have adequate number of subjects, adequate number of subjects, right? Then it should have a technical expertise. Then it should be affordable in time and money, so it should have time and sufficient amount of money, and also it should have a scope. So the next is it should be interesting. Okay, so after doing a research problem or after identifying a research problem, so it should give you the answers, and these answers makes you guys interesting to carry out your research problem forward and deal with your research as well. Okay, and also it should be make your friends as well interesting. Okay, your friends. Then next is novel. Okay, so novel means that your research problem should confirm and extends existing findings, existing findings, and provides new findings, provides new findings. Okay, and it should be ethical. Ethical means it should have proper rules and regulations, rules and regulations, and your research problem should be accepted by institutional review board, and whenever they accept your research problem, it means that your research problem is ethical. Okay, and the last characteristic is relevant. It means that your research problem should be relevant to scientific knowledge. Okay, scientific knowledge. It should be related to clinical and health policy, clinical and health policy, and also your future research as well, future research as well. And these are all the characteristics of research problem. Okay, now students, let us see what is our today's MCQ question. So it is a research problem is feasible only when, and the options are it has utility and relevance, it is new and adds something to knowledge, it is researchable, and all of the above. So you guys have to answer to this question to me through the comments. Okay, and I will give you one guys a hint. The answer is in the characteristics of research problem. Okay. So students, thank you for watching this video, and if you guys like this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can guys receive my lecture every day. Okay.